this unit is on combining pattern, learning what a pattern is and how it repeats, and it's taking your lines and shapes that we've been working with, and we're going to add some color and texture to that as well. This page is attached to your assignment. If you do not have the ability to print it out, then you must copy this into your sketchbook. You can simply write pattern, also known as repetition, and repeating a design element such as line, shape, color, or form. Now this part you don't have to worry about copying into your sketchbook. This is strictly an example for you for the boxes at the bottom. You will need 4 rectangles pretty long, and you can simply put pattern using lines in one section, pattern using shapes, pattern using color, and pattern using texture, and then you're going to fill each of those in. We always have a little fun with this and use color, so I'm going to suggest that you either get out your Prismacolors you were asked to purchase for you online learners, or you can certainly use markers, but you will need something else for the bottom like a colored pencil. So if you are creating a pattern using line, which is what you see here, you can do the same line and repeat it using the same color, or you could do something simple as creating a pattern with the lines, with your colors, I'm sorry. So let's say you want to start and you want to draw your purple, and then maybe you want to add a blue, and then maybe you want to go to your red, and then that's a pattern of 3 colors, and then a pattern is something that repeats. So then you'll start again, repeat the same color pattern using the same vertical line you began with if that's what you chose. You can do curves. Zigzags are a little tricky, but certainly worth the effort. You could, I wouldn't try to do horizontal because you're working on such a space here. I would stick with something that goes up and down or even vertical. And you're going to do this at least most of that box. For the sake of the video, I'm going to stop there so that you have the right idea of what you needed to do. Now, when you're creating a pattern using shapes, the same thing. You can use 1 color, you can use 2 colors, and then you're going to create your pattern. So maybe you want to start with just a circle, and then maybe you want to repeat that with a square, and then you're repeating again with a circle, a square, and you're doing this all the way across your box. Now, you do not have to color it in because we're just doing the shape part. You can certainly use 2 different colors. Now, I know we already did one here with color, but we're going to also do something down here with color again, and you could pick different colors. You could use, let me pick one that'll show up. And you can create again whatever you want, and you have to repeat this pattern across your lovely rectangle that you should either have drawn or that you printed out and are using this page. Now the last one is where you can't use a marker on it because you have to get a texture. And I'm going to suggest that you use a colored pencil. A crayon is also acceptable. And again, back up to the color pattern, you go all the way across your box and you fill it in, because that's how we learn and we repeat that. So I'm going to use 2 colored pencils, and I'm going to suggest that you do what's called a rubbing. It can be on top of a coin. Your wall texture is always great for that. Look at your furniture. Does it have a texture? Bottoms of shoes. I have a coin purse here, and I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to do a rubbing by laying a colored pencil down, and I'm going to make it so pretty dark because we want it to show up. And then I'm going to do a dip. Now I could use the same texture, but I'm going to use a second texture and repeat that next to the first one. And then you keep repeating that across your rectangle. And I'm using 2 colors just so it shows up. It looks kind of better that way. And you'll just keep repeating this texture. And I'm kind of making a wide rectangle just because it'll save me a little time later. And then I'll come back and I'll repeat this again, this texture that's on this bowl. And then you'll fill that in, and when that's completed all the way across, you will then submit this into your assignment box.